The family of murdered Lyons gang chief Ross Monaghan are insisting the Daniel clan had nothing to do with his murder. It's understood the bitter Glasgow rivals have now put their differences on hold, believing another group is responsible for shooting dead Monaghan and fellow clan chief Eddie Lyons Jr. Spanish detectives continue to hunt the blonde-haired gunman who gunned down the pair on Saturday in Fuengirola, while one Lyons insider said, "The one thing people need to know is the Daniels are not behind this." Meanwhile, the Irish Kinahan cartel have given their backing, pledging we'll get this sorted. Key figures linked to Godfather Daniel Kinahan have passed on their condolences to relatives of the crime bosses who were gunned down on Saturday. A source close to the Lyons clan revealed key Kinahan figures intend to go to the funerals of the murdered duo and have promised support from one of the world's most fearsome crime syndicates. Fugitive Bob Moss, Daniel Kinahan and his dad Christy and brother Christy Jr. are all wanted by American and Irish forces over their leading role in international crime rackets. A £4 million bounty was put on their heads by the US in 2022.
Today, the United States Department of State is pleased to announce a reward of up to $5 million for information leading to the financial disruption of the KTCO or the arrest and convictions of its leaders, Christopher Vincent Kinahan, Daniel Joseph Kinahan, and Christopher Kinahan Jr.
One man who knows the Kinahans well is the Irish Sun crime editor, Stephen Breen.
The Kinahans have been at the heart of one of the most deadliest feuds in Irish history in recent years, and they do have the capabilities and they do have the resources to recruit individuals to wage war against their enemies. On this occasion, there's no question that you do have the Kinahan group have connections across the UK and in Europe, and we saw in the feud between the Kinahans and the Hutch clan, we saw how the Kinahans utilised their resources and brought in people from overseas to kill people in Ireland. So it's very strong possibility that that could happen on this occasion, and entirely feasible that because of their connections that the Kinahan have to criminal groupings in Scotland and England, that their resources could be called upon to wage war against these individuals. Any gangland feud, when you have one or two people killed, it's not the end of the feud, and we've seen that in Ireland. But also in these feuds, there's also the concern that innocent people will be caught up in this, because you have serious criminals involved in organised crime who are willing to go out on the street, willing to go into busy residential areas with high caliber weapons and open fire. So there will be a lot of paranoia, a lot of mistrust, and of course, like, the authorities will be waiting on when will be the next incident to take place. Now,
while retaliation attacks are highly likely to be carried out, one source revealed Ross was very, very close with the Irish guys, and he had a very close relationship with them. The bodies will be repatriated, and there is talk about a joint funeral, although that is not certain at this stage. Ross obviously did what he did, and the family accept that, but people have been saying some very horrible things. They have to remember Ross was a father and a son. Eddie had only just buried his daughter, and so you can imagine this has hit everyone extremely hard, none more so than his brother Stephen Lyons, who's extremely upset. In a statement last night, Police Scotland insist there was no intelligence linking the murders to the drugs feud here, which has been investigated via their Operation Portaledge. The force said the investigation into the fatal shootings in Fuengirola is being carried out by Spanish police. Police Scotland is supporting where requested. We have no officers deployed within Spain. There is currently no intelligence to suggest the deaths of these two men in Spain are linked to the recent criminal attacks in Scotland. Meanwhile, the Foreign Office said we are supporting families of two British men who died in Fuengirola. Dubai-based Ross Miami McGill has been behind a raging war aimed at Edinburgh boss Mark Richardson and the Daniel clan since March. Those attacks sparked misplaced theories that the Monaghan and Lyons murders were an act of revenge by the Daniels. One Lyons source said the family believe there are two possibilities, and one is that it's linked to trouble in Spain. Ross obviously has a lot of business out there, and it could be the people who have ordered the hit have taken advantage of the situation in Scotland. There are other theories who is behind it, but one thing we know for sure, it's got nothing to do with the Daniels or Mark Richardson. But questions were asked about the seeming lack of forensic activity around the crime scene, given the seriousness of the situation. A source explained the Spanish police said the reason for that is because they know who did it, although they have not told the family who they think it is. And last night, Spanish officials claimed they have no doubt they will catch the gunman who shot dead the Lyons gang members in the brutal attack in Fuengirola on Saturday night.